Are your handbags holding you back from the elegant, sophisticated style you truly want? Today I'm sharing 8 handbag trends you need to leave behind this year and the timeless, refined alternatives that will instantly elevate your look. Let's make sure your style always speaks of quiet luxury and polished confidence. 1. Oversized bucket bags. Let's start with oversized bucket bags. Oh, these have been everywhere for the past couple of years, haven't they? They're so popular because they're practical and roomy. But let's be honest, they're also a bit of a black hole. I get it. Sometimes you want to just throw everything in and go. But here's the thing, oversized bucket bags can absolutely overwhelm your frame. They add bulk, they slouch and they can look downright sloppy if you're not careful. I've seen so many women pair these enormous bucket bags with a beautiful polished outfit, only to have the whole look weighed down. It's almost like the bag is wearing you instead of the other way around. And especially if you're petite or have a more refined wardrobe, these huge slouchy bags can really fight with your silhouette. Instead of enhancing your outfit, they're stealing the show, and not in a good way. So what's the solution? I always say, when in doubt, go for structure and clean lines. That's why my top alternative is the MÉTIER Roma Silk-Satin shoulder bag. Now this bag is just stunning. It's sleek, structured, and has this luxurious, sumptuous silk-satin finish that instantly elevates any outfit. I love how the Roma has just enough presence to feel special without being overwhelming. It's not about carrying your entire life, it's about carrying what you need in a way that feels polished and refined. What I also adore about this bag is how it softly reflects light. That silk satin finish catches the light beautifully, adding a subtle glow to your outfit. It's feminine, it's sophisticated, and it's definitely a step up from the bulky, oversized bucket bags that can so easily drag down your entire look. So if you're still holding on to those giant buckets, consider switching to a more streamlined silhouette like the Roma. Trust me, it will instantly slim your entire frame and add a dose of effortless elegance. 2. Transparent PVC bags. Alright, let's move on to point number 2. Transparent PVC bags. I know, they're all over the place. You see them on the runways, you see them on social media, and they definitely have this edgy, youthful vibe. But here's the thing, these clear see-through bags are anything but elegant. In fact, I'd argue that they're one of the quickest ways to cheapen your look. I'll be totally honest, transparent bags might look fun in theory, but in real life, they're often messy. You can see everything you're carrying, from your keys to your receipts to that old lipstick rolling around at the bottom. And no matter how neat you try to be, there's just no way to make a transparent bag feel truly sophisticated. It's too casual, too trendy, and let's face it, too revealing. And let's not forget about privacy. Do you really want everyone seeing everything you're carrying? There's a certain mystery and refinement to a woman who doesn't have her entire life on display. And as we get older, that sense of privacy and elegance becomes even more important. So what's a better choice? I always recommend a sleek, minimalist silhouette in a luxurious material. The Savette Symmetry Pochette leather tote bag is a perfect example. It's beautifully made from luxurious leather with a minimalist shape that feels timeless and sophisticated. No gimmicks, no see-through panels, just pure, quiet luxury. What I love about the Savette Symmetry is how it balances structure with softness. It's not stiff or boxy, but it's also not flimsy. It holds its shape just enough to look refined, and that buttery leather is so tactile and beautiful. It's the kind of bag that doesn't need to shout. It simply whispers elegance, and that's exactly what we want at this stage of life. Imagine this bag paired with a crisp white blouse, tailored trousers, and a classic trench. Perfection. No plastic, no clutter, just clean, sophisticated lines. It's a subtle but powerful way to say, I know exactly what I'm doing. 3. Overly casual canvas slings. Let's move to number 3. Overly casual canvas slings. Now, I know these bags have their place. They're cute, they're lightweight, and they're great for errands or a quick trip to the farmer's market. But let's be real. If you're aiming for a look that's truly elegant and polished, these super casual slings just don't cut it. They can make even the most sophisticated outfit feel like you're heading to the gym. I see so many women, especially women over 50, who have such beautiful personal style. They're wearing gorgeous silk blouses, tailored blazers, maybe even a statement necklace, and then a slouchy canvas sling bag. It's like mixing fine wine with a plastic cup. It just doesn't work. The problem is that canvas slings are too relaxed. They can look floppy, even childish, and they definitely don't do justice to the elegance you're probably already cultivating in the rest of your wardrobe. Plus, they can look worn and tired very quickly. Fabric bags just don't have the longevity or the refined finish that leather or structured materials can offer. So what's a better alternative? I absolutely love the Hereu Bombon Supple Shiny leather bag. This bag is a game changer. It has this beautiful structured shape that still feels a little relaxed, so you don't lose that effortless vibe. But the key difference is the material, soft, glossy leather that instantly feels elevated. The Hereu Bombon is structured in all the right ways, with gentle curves that give it a relaxed but polished feel. It's perfect for those days when you want something a bit more laid back but still sophisticated. Think of it like the difference between a beautifully tailored pair of linen trousers and old sweatpants. Both comfortable, but one is infinitely more polished. What I also love is the colour. This bag has this rich, lustrous finish that catches the light just enough to add interest. It's not loud, but it's also not boring. It's that sweet spot of quiet luxury, exactly what we want as we embrace our most confident, refined selves. So if you're still hanging on to those old canvas slings, it's time to let them go. Treat yourself to a bag like the Hereu Bombon. It will instantly elevate your outfit and make you feel more put together without losing that relaxed, approachable vibe. And if you want to see it for yourself, I've linked this beautiful alternative and all the others I'm sharing today in the description below. So be sure to check that out if you're ready to upgrade your handbag game this year. 4. Massive crossbody logos. Let's talk about number 4, massive crossbody logos. I have to be honest, these have been a staple for years. You've probably seen them on every influencer's shoulder, splashed across social media. And while they can look fun and trendy, they're definitely not the best choice if you're going for that timeless, polished elegance, especially as an elegant woman over 50. The thing with these massive logos is that they're shouting for attention. They're basically advertising the brand more than they're elevating you. And I don't know about you, but I always prefer my outfit to speak for itself, not for a brand. When you're aiming for a sophisticated, modern look, these big logos can feel so out of place. They can date your style because, let's be honest, logos go in and out of fashion so quickly. What's in one season is gone the next. But here's what's even more important. When you're over 50, you already have so much presence. You don't need a big logo to announce you've arrived. Your confidence, your poise, your style, they do all the talking. So why let a giant logo shout over that? Instead of these flashy logos, I recommend something much more understated and architectural. The Francis box bag in navy leather is the perfect example. This bag is like a breath of fresh air. It's structured, minimal, and completely logo free. But don't mistake that for boring. It's absolutely stunning in its simplicity. The Francis box bag has this beautiful boxy silhouette that instantly adds a sophisticated edge to any outfit. I love the navy leather too. It's such a versatile colour that pairs well with everything from crisp whites to warm neutrals. And because there's no logo, the focus stays on you and your style, not the brand you're carrying. What's really magical about this bag is how it can transform an outfit. Imagine you're wearing a simple black dress, nothing too fancy. Add this sleek, structured bag and suddenly your entire look feels intentional and elevated. It's that kind of quiet luxury we're all about. No fuss, no flash, just beautiful design and timeless elegance. So if you've been leaning on those big logo crossbody bags, I'd say it's time to reconsider. You don't need to announce your bag's brand to look chic. Let your personal style shine through with something refined, structured and logo free. The Francis box bag is a perfect place to start. 5. Flashy colour block totes. Moving on to number 5, flashy colour block totes. Now I know these can seem like a fun way to add some colour to your outfit, especially if you tend to wear more neutral tones. But here's the thing, these bright, busy colour blocked bags can so easily take over your entire look. They're loud, they're a little too playful, and they don't always read as polished or sophisticated. When you're over 50, you've already developed a keen sense of what looks good on you. You probably have a wardrobe full of timeless pieces. Think beautiful cashmere sweaters, classic blazers, well-tailored trousers. So why let a loud colour block tote shout over all of that? These bags can feel juvenile, like something you'd see on a teen or in a fast fashion store, and they rarely complement the refined, elegant pieces we've carefully curated over the years. But here's what I really want to stress. Colour blocking isn't bad in itself, it's the way it's done. Now, if you're drawn to colour, I suggest looking for more subtle tonal ways to bring it in, rather than these loud, clashing panels. That's why I'm such a fan of the St. Agni soft arc leather shoulder bag. This bag is everything the colour block tote isn't. Minimal, but with a sculptural, artistic shape that makes it feel special and unique. The colour palette is soft and understated. Think warm neutrals that feel modern and sophisticated, without being overwhelming. What I love about the St. Agni soft is how it adds interest to your outfit without competing with it. It's not screaming for attention. It's quietly enhancing everything else you're wearing. And the shape, the shape is just divine. It has this gentle curve that softens the whole look and adds a really feminine touch. So if you're still holding on to those bright colour block totes, it might be time to trade them in for something more refined. The St. Agni Soft Arc is a perfect example of how you can still make a statement without shouting. It's modern, it's elegant, and it will complement your wardrobe beautifully rather than fighting with it. Woven straw bags for year-round wear. Now let's talk about number 6, woven straw bags for year-round wear. Don't get me wrong, I adore a woven straw bag in the summer. There's nothing quite like it for a beachy, relaxed vibe when the sun is shining. But here's the catch. When you try to stretch that same bag into fall or winter, it can really throw off your whole outfit. Woven straw has a distinctly warm weather feel. It's breezy, it's casual, and it's perfect for sunny days and linen dresses. But when you're wearing a wool coat or a cashmere sweater in the middle of winter, that same woven straw just feels totally out of place. It can make your outfit look mismatched and, dare I say it, confused. I see this happen all the time. A woman will have this beautifully put together winter outfit, tailored coat, elegant boots, maybe even a cashmere scarf, and then a summery straw bag that looks like it's still on vacation. It's like mixing two different worlds that just don't belong together. So what's the better alternative? I always recommend swapping your straw bag for a structured leather option that can carry you through every season. One of my absolute favourites is the Wandler Penelope Micro Leather Shoulder Bag. This little beauty is structured, sleek, and so versatile. The smooth leather finish makes it feel luxurious and refined, perfect for fall and winter, but still light enough to transition beautifully into spring and even summer. The Wandler Penelope has this lovely compact shape that feels modern and fresh. It's not too big, so it doesn't overwhelm your frame, but it's also not so tiny that it feels impractical. And the leather is just stunning, supple, smooth, and absolutely timeless. What I love most about this bag is how it instantly polishes up any outfit. Whether you're wearing a cozy knit dress in the winter or a breezy linen blouse in the summer, this bag just works. It's seasonless, which is exactly what we want when we're investing in beautiful pieces for our wardrobe. So if you're still tempted to reach for that straw tote in the middle of January, think again. Treat yourself to a bag like the Wandler Penelope. It's a small shift that will make a huge difference in how put together and elegant you feel all year round. 7. Clamshell hard case bags. Next, let's move to number 7. Clamshell hard case bags. Now, I know these can be tempting. They're compact, they have a certain vintage charm, almost like a little jewellery box you're carrying around, and I completely understand the appeal. Sometimes you want something structured and dainty, but here's the thing, these little clamshell bags can actually feel too stiff and dated, especially when you're aiming for a polished modern look as an elegant woman over 50. The problem is that these clamshell shapes can be a bit too boxy, a bit too reminiscent of old-fashioned luggage or, let's be honest, a child's lunchbox. They can lack the fluidity and softness that we want in a bag, especially when you're pairing them with a beautiful flowing outfit or a tailored blazer. The clash between soft, elegant fabrics and this rigid, almost toy-like hard case can be jarring. I also find that these clamshell bags often don't have enough versatility. They're usually so small and so structured that they feel more like an accessory for a special occasion than something you can confidently carry day to day. And for women like us who've built our lives around refined, functional pieces that can carry us from a coffee meeting to a dinner out, these bags can feel limiting. That's why I always recommend opting for something that still has that compact, structured feel, but with a bit more personality and a lot more versatility. My absolute favourite alternative is the Strathberry Nano Tote in vanilla. This bag is the perfect example of how you can embrace structure without feeling rigid or dated. The Strathberry Nano Tote is small enough to feel elegant and compact, but it has this wonderful, playful energy thanks to its architectural lines and the signature bar closure that Strathberry is known for. That bar closure is such an artful detail. It adds just enough personality to make the bag interesting without feeling over the top. And let's talk about the colour. This creamy vanilla tone is such a breath of fresh air. It's not as stark as white, but it still feels light, bright, and totally modern. It's the kind of neutral that will work with literally everything in your wardrobe, from deep winter hues to breezy summer pastels. What I love most is how this bag can go anywhere. It's just as at home with jeans and a blazer for a casual lunch as it is with a tailored dress and pumps for an evening out. It's compact, but it still has a bit of room for your essentials, and that's what we're all about at this stage. Practical elegance that doesn't compromise on style. So if you're holding on to those clamshell hard case bags because they're cute, I'd encourage you to think about how much more refined and versatile something like the Strathberry Nano Tote could be. It's playful but polished, compact but functional. The perfect little bag for an elegant modern woman who knows exactly what she wants. 8. Loud graphic prints on handbags. Finally, let's talk about number 8. Loud graphic prints on handbags. Now, I know prints can be fun. They can add a pop of colour, a bit of personality. But here's the thing. When it comes to handbags, especially when you're cultivating a refined, timeless wardrobe, loud graphic prints can be more of a distraction than an enhancement. The problem is that these busy prints can instantly date your outfit. They often feel trendy and they don't always play well with the rest of your wardrobe, especially if you prefer a more classic neutral palette. And as we get older, those big bold graphics can sometimes feel a bit youthful, almost like you're borrowing from your daughter's closet. Not the vibe we're going for, right? Graphic prints can also be surprisingly limiting. They're not as versatile as a solid colour or a subtle texture. You might find yourself struggling to pair them with your coats, your blazers, your dresses. And the last thing we want is a bag that makes getting dressed harder, not easier. So what's the better alternative? I'm a huge fan of bags that let texture and craftsmanship do the talking rather than a loud print. The Dragon Diffusion, Santa Croce's Big, is the perfect example. This bag is a beautiful study in subtlety. It's woven leather, which gives it this amazing texture and depth without any busy patterns or in-your-face logos. The woven leather is soft, supple, and full of character. It's the kind of bag that looks even better with age, developing this beautiful patina that only adds to its charm. And the size, it's generous, but not overwhelming. It's roomy enough for everything you need, but it still feels refined and elegant. What I really love about the Dragon Diffusion Santa Croce is that it's a statement piece without being loud. It's interesting, it's different, but it doesn't clash with your outfit or steal the spotlight. It's the kind of bag that complements your style rather than fighting with it. And that's what elegance is all about. Pieces that enhance your natural style and confidence rather than trying to outshine them. So if you're ready to refresh your handbag collection, all the elegant alternatives I shared today are linked in the description below. Trust me, these pieces will add polish and sophistication to every outfit. Let me know in the comments which one you're loving most. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember, style is about what feels most you. Until next time, stay polished, stay confident, and keep making your style your own.